Up in just a minute. Trey Songz is in your ear with his throwback. The neighbors know my name. They should know your name. They're your neighbors. Meek Mill is also getting dangerous, and if you got something you want to hear, hit me up on Instagram at IAMTEEROY. Now remember, I'm counting down to March 14th. It's all about the 2019 iHeartRadio Music Awards. Your votes are needed, people. This is the only award show where you pick the winner. So log on to iHeartRadio.com/awards and vote, vote, vote!
Grinding, grinding, grinding. Keep grinding. Climbing, climbing, climbing. Keep climbing. Rising, rising, rising. Keep rising. Born to shine. Born to shine. Grinding, grinding, grinding. Even though I'm down, I made it now. Climbing, climbing, climbing. I am a queen, I hold the crown. Flying, flying, flying. Living my dreams and holding it down. Born to shine. After everything that I've been through, said I could do it again, true. Putting in work each and every day. Now I'm a boss and I'm running things. Ain't come to play, I come to slay. Started from the bottom, now I'm changing the game. I'ma keep rising with a brand new day. And now it's born to shine, shine.
I'm syndicated on 140 radio stations nationwide. So, you know, for me, that's a big deal.
That's a
good
deal.
thing. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. But you know, like for me, I didn't go to college. I didn't go to school for this. I'm actually a contest winner who won a trip on my 21st birthday. So, you know, I won a trip and somebody seen my goofiness and gave me an opportunity, and basically that's how I got started.
Really?
Yeah, like I mean, I got started.
You called like, I want to win that contest.
Well, no, actually, we went to an album release party for Jay-Z and Tribe Called Quest. They both albums came out at the same time. Okay. So me and my homeboy went to the album release party at CD Warehouse. Because remember, back in the day, everything was on CDs.
Right.
So like, we went to a CD release party. We were waiting at midnight when you could get the album. So while we're waiting, the radio station was there, and they had those register to win boxes.
Okay.
They had a register to win box for this thing called Jam Splash, which was a big thing in Bahamas. And so we registered to win, and I ended up, we were waiting so long. You know how you just wait and you sitting there filling out the pieces of paper and doing all that stuff. Well, we were waiting so long, I filled out probably 150 slips or something like that and put them in the box.
He secured his bag.
Yeah, and ended up getting a call the 2 weeks before my 21st birthday.
Nice.
My 21st birthday, they told me I won this trip to Jam Splash. Tatiana Ali was there. Missy Elliott was there. Big Pun was there. Fat Joe was there. Cameron was there. Mace was there. 69 Boys, 95 South were all there. And during that time, my radio station was broadcasting the morning show. Ended up interviewing all these artists, and I was a part of the show. They were like, yeah, this is our grand prize winner, but I love hip hop just like everybody else. So I was like, yo, Big Pun. I'm like, oh, I get Little Italy. Like, I get to talk to Big Pun, and I get to talk to Fat Joe. And during the course of the interview, I'm asking them questions. And this man, Doc Winter, is watching me. Okay. Watching us just do the broadcast. Comes over and is like, yo, dude, you mad funny. Like, you mad funny. You are funny. Like, you ever did radio before? I was like, nah, man, never did that. But I did TV production when I was in school. Okay. So, like, my personality's already been developing. Okay. So he was like, yo, here's my card. Call me when we get back to Jacksonville. And I called him. Right away. And I called him on a Wednesday. We got back on a Monday, Tuesday. I called him on a Wednesday. He just asked me if I would come to the radio station, and he wanted to show me some stuff. And I was like, yo, I got a few days off. Why not? So I went to the radio station. I sat in on a Wednesday with all the DJs who were on. The next day I came back, did the same thing again. They were showing me how to manipulate and run the board. I came back the next day on a Friday. He pulled me in. He was like, yo, we need somebody to fill in tomorrow from 8 to 12. Are you able to do it? Yes, sir. And I was like, yeah, why not? So I came in the next day on Saturday morning. The DJ who was on relieved. I came in, he was here, he left, and I was in the studio by myself. And then he called me. He was like, all right, man, it's all you. You know what to do, right? Just do you. And that's what I did. And I just stayed doing me. And I've stayed doing me. 3 hours went to 6 hours. 6 hours went to 9 hours. 9 hours went to overnights. A year and a half later, next thing I know, they're putting me on afternoons. And I ended up taking the spot of the afternoon jock at that time. They promoted him to production, and I took over his spot. And I have been on the radio ever since for 20 years October.
20 years?
Yeah, I've been on radio 20 years this October.
Wow.
So, like, you know, I always tell people I don't have a college degree. I didn't go to school for this. I wasn't taken under nobody's wing. Nobody was showing me or giving me a blueprint on how to be a radio DJ.
You just came in and learned.
I came in and did my own thing.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what, like, you know, like you were saying, be resilient.
Resilient.
Yeah, resilient. I've been doing my own thing for 20 years, and in 20 years I've excelled myself so well that I've ended up getting an Emmy Award with the Jacksonville Jaguars for making a documentary to help kids on sex education. I ended up becoming one of the voice and talents for Mayweather Promotions. I've been doing his boxing matches where I go there and commentate for Showtime and HBO. I've been doing that for 8 years. I've been syndicated in Philadelphia for 13, 14 years straight.
Nice.
You know, I'm in Miami now, so this is probably my 5th year. I just got Tampa. You know, like my TeeRoy's growth has been continuous, and I just keep being one of the big. I've been to every BET Music Awards since they started, except for one. So I've been to 18 years of BET.
Nice.
So it's like, you know, everything that TeeRoy has been doing has been just developing and be better at what I'm doing. Like I said, there's no blueprint for me. There's nobody saying, hey, you need to do this. I don't have no manager, or I don't have a bunch of people around me giving me insight. This is all my own platform and what I want to do. Like when people say you taking control of your own destiny, I've been taking control of my own destiny for 19 years and I haven't fumbled. No fumbles yet. I'm still getting it. I'm still enjoying what I do. I still love what I'm doing. I still am it's like there's no limit to what I'm doing. So it's no, oh, I'm gonna stop here or none of that. It's just, hey man, like this is 20 years of being on the radio, getting paid to talk shit, what some people would say.
Getting paid to be yourself.
Yeah, but you know that's why I haven't stopped being myself. Like, you know, there's a lot of I hate to say people who get on the radio. Some people be characters or they gotta change into somebody,
right.
And I just be like, yo, just be you, and you ain't never have nothing to worry about.
Right.
But you know, a lot of people can't be them.
That's my favorite line because every other position is taken. Be yourself.
Yeah, be yourself. But you know, being me has got me where I'm at.
Right.
So it's like that's why I said I would never be fake. I would never have to lie to get what I want to get. I just want to be. I'll be honest and I'll be truthful and I'll say exactly how I feel about things. And if you don't like it, I don't care. I mean, it's an opinion. And you know, opinions are like mouths. Everybody got one, but some of them got something to say, or some of them just trying to eat what you spitting out. So it's just either way it goes, you're either listening or you're taking advice. So
right.
I can only speak on 20 years of what I've been doing.
That's right.
And that's my position and where I stand. So that's TeeRoy.
But now when I come and turn on 93.3, I specifically remember last August when I came on here, I was like, oh, it felt like Hot 97, 105. So I wanted to talk about the evolution of 93.3 since you've been here, and how much control did you partake in getting the radio up to speed to where it is now?
Well, it's not even about the radio getting up to speed. It's about the companies you're working for.
Okay.
Like when I first came on, it was a mom and pop company, which was J-Core.
Okay.
And then it got taken over by Clear Channel. And then it became iHeart, which is one of the biggest platforms ever. So you got to remember, you got, Power 106, you got the Breakfast Club in New York. Like, there is more outlets for iHeart and iHeart Radio. They have taken over the game.
Yeah.
They dominate the game. They are the trendsetters of the game right now. Mm-hmm. And to be a part of that is awesome. Because, you know, they're the ones that put me in my platform where I'm at, of putting the best DJs in markets you would never think. Like, they were the first ones to sign me for a syndication. I never was thinking I would be syndicated. I never thought that I would be able to branch out and go to different markets.
You were reaching out for. They reached out to you for that.
I was never ever trying to be something on the radio. I was just happy coming in here and doing my 4 or 5 hours and going home.
And getting paid for it.
You know, other people started noticing the talents and listening to my show, and then they would be like, yo, we need to put you here. We want to put you here. We want to put you here because you don't sound like anybody else. You have a distinct voice. And you're funny.
Right.
So that's what made me take over a lot of markets that are existing, because a lot of people will be like, oh man, you don't sound like you, like I might be from Jacksonville, but I don't sound like I'm from Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I grew up, I was born up in Philadelphia, but you wouldn't know that unless I tell you.
Right.
You know, and that's what I tell people. It ain't about where you from, it ain't about where you at. It's can people relate to you?
Right.
You know, are you actually saying something that's of substance? And that's what I've learned being on the radio. It's like, you know, so with the growth of radio, what it's done is it's just made it easier. Like back then in the 90s, Jacksonville, we were only a 3,000 watt station. Mm-hmm. Like you gotta realize 92.7 at that time, we were only 3,000 watts. And we were the number one station. No, we were the number one station in Jacksonville with 3,000 watts, beating all these other stations. And then when we moved, we migrated to a new channel, which was 933. We went to 100,000 watts. So now we're 100,000 watts. You can hear me in all the way from North Carolina all the way down to Daytona, Orlando. You know, you can hear TeeRoy all through the masses in Florida now. So that's what's crazy. And how the game has changed and how the platform has gotten bigger. And you know, with the platform getting bigger, that's just with the company. The company's getting bigger. They know what the number one songs are now. Yeah. They know what, because everybody's on the same accord. So that's the best thing about iHeart.
Thanks to iHeart.
Yeah, that's the best thing about iHeart. And you know, that's the biggest thing I recommend, because iHeart's just, they're becoming a trendsetter. Right. They're going to become the next trendsetter thing, man. They're like, I look at all the stuff that they do, and even the things that come back to us and the information, they are the biggest platform when it comes to music.
I know. Up north, they are.
Or independent artists. How about that?
Okay, independent artists, unsigned artists, aspiring artists, up and coming artists, whatever you want to label yourself. The ones that are not mainstream signed all over the radio yet, that are looking to try to get onto the radio. How do you feel on that, and what's your take on it?
Me personally, I always tell independent artists, like, I did an open mic for 5 years, okay, and just because I DJ and I'm in the club, and I had and I used to tell people, man, you know, if you really want it, you got to get out here and work for it. If you still giving out CDs, you behind the times, okay. Ain't most cars don't even come with CDs. Like, if somebody give me a CD, I literally look at them and say, no, dude, bring me a junk drive. Right. I drive a 2018. There's no CD player in it. Mm-hmm. It's a USB port. Right. But a lot of people don't understand that. But like I always tell people, I'm not knocking anybody, but I will tell you the steps to getting your music heard and getting your music out there. I mean, if you want to get your music heard, where should you be going? First, you go to strip clubs. That's where you go. Go talk to strip club DJs. Go talk to the strippers. Get the strippers to dance. They can pick what they want to dance to. If you paying them, they'll dance to your song.
Keyword, you gotta come out your pocket.
You gotta have some money. You gotta have money. You gotta have money, because ain't nobody just gonna sit here and jump on your bandwagon for free. Because I'm gonna tell you what, I've been on the radio for 20 years. I've seen artists come. I've seen artists go. I've seen artists come back and want to be like, oh man, you know what? Because a lot of people just ain't up to taking constructive criticism. Yeah. And if you give it to them, they don't want to listen.
Or they don't want to listen.
No, nobody ever wants to listen. And I always tell people, like, I might, even if I sit and listen to your music, this is my hit song. Like, okay, cool. I don't think that'll be a hit song. Mm-hmm. I think this song might be a hit song to get their attention. Why don't you try to do that? Nah, man, I'm trying to go for this song. You should be going for whatever song anybody gravitates to, because right now you're an independent artist. Mm-hmm. It doesn't even matter what song you playing. You should just be focused on what the people like. Whatever the people like is what you go with. A good artist, and I tell anybody, a good artist to Google and understand that is Ball Greasy. He got the song Nice and Slow, you know, out of Miami. But when I've been known Ball Greasy for a minute, and you know, one thing, when I talked to him, he was like, yo man, I just let the people pick my song, and whatever it was they picked, that's what I focused on, and that's what he's been doing.
Customer service at its best.
Yeah, because he's listening. He's listening to what people are gravitating to, man. You got to go out, talk to DJs. You can't think that everybody's clicking and listening to your Instagram, your Facebook, your Snapchat, and whatever. And I hated that a lot of people became lazy because they feel like, oh man, you check out my Instagram or check this. They'll send you a DM on your Instagram and, hey, listen to my music. Okay, cool. Do you know how many other DMs I got saying me listening to music? After a while, you get sick of listening to the same garbage.
And then it's like, okay, what am I going to do for you by listening to your music?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind listening to your music, but then what? That's my question.
Right.
That's
and
always my
are you
question.
in a position, let's say hypothetically speaking, because this is what they all assume. So let's say I'm an artist and I say, hey, listen to my music, boom, and you think it is a smash hit. Is there any way that you could put me in a position to win with my musical career?
If I wanted to, if your music's really that hot, and I think you have enough to, because I broke records here. Like, I broke Jacksonville artists. Say No More was a song we played. Trap Beckham, we played Birthday Chick first. Little Duval, Smile, we were playing that first. You know, there's artists that we have played here in Jacksonville who we broke. Young Cash. You know, that people have hit records. They might not have just popped outside of Jacksonville. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can get it played here. You can start making the rotation and start bringing the attention of the record labels. Because, you know, a lot of people don't understand. It's like, what are you getting it on the radio for? What's the next thing you're going to do? It gets on the radio. People are requesting it. Then what? What's next after that? Are you making a visual for your music? Are you actually out there servicing it to all the DJs and all these outlets? Because there's more outlets than there is on radio. You know what I'm saying? And you got to remember, everybody who works here are all physical DJs. They all DJ. So it's like you got to understand, we all talk amongst each other. You know what I'm saying? It's just saying, hey man, this is a hot song. What you think about it? What you think about it? Oh man, we should all stand behind it. And that's how it works. That's how it will work. That's how the impact is stronger when you got a fist. You can't do it with one finger. You got to get everybody on the same accord, and then you can actually just push your music out there. But it's not hard for independent artists. It's just hard for them to understand that this is a business. Right. This ain't a buddy. This ain't no time is money. If you want my time, just give me some money. Because if you not, I got other things I got to do
to make my money.
Yeah, whether it's to make the money or just I got other things to do. Yeah, I got a life. I'm not sitting here. I'm not on the radio to say I'm going to break artists. I'm going to do this. That's what every first time DJ starts thinking when they get, oh man, we got to play more local artists. We got to play that. Why? Local artists ain't going to support you like that. How many times you actually seen a local artist actually post? I DJ, so I'm like, when I'm posting my flyers and I see, hey man, I don't never see half these artists who I support reposting. Hey, go check out TeeRoy, man. He got the club rocking on Friday. Yeah. You never get the same compensation that they want. And I always tell people, I said, yo, if you can't support the DJ, then why do you think a DJ won't support the artist? Right. The DJ is the cornerstone of hip hop, and it's always the cornerstone of music. And if you don't take the time to respect your DJs, you will lose. Because at the end of the day, DJs talk just like women talk. Every girl knows about what that dude's doing. You just don't know who she's talking to. Exactly. So at the end of the day, DJs the same knit. They got the same network. We all are trying to promote music. We're all trying to move it in every region. There's different local artists. Up north, Midwest, down south, on the West Coast, Miami. There's always artists who on the verge or on the cusp of being the next big thing. It just takes everybody getting behind it and giving it that push or feeding it to their listeners or letting people know, hey man, you gotta check this out, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. And that's how people can get in tune.
I wanted to know what your personal opinion is on the state of the culture right now. The music that's out, the artist that is being put out. What is your opinion?
What is my opinion about the state of the culture? I mean, the state of the culture is still in the cusp of they don't know. You know, like, I laugh because I think this is and I say this not to be offensive to anybody, but if you look at most of these artists that are coming out, or like certain ones, and they're the spawns of Lil Wayne. The tattoos on the face, the sipping, the lean, and doing all this. They're the spawns of Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne did it. Now that's what you copying everything Lil Wayne did. That's what all these this generation of people who coming up, they are copying Lil Wayne. Right. You know, putting the grills back in the teeth, the diamonds, talking about this. You go back, that's Lil Wayne. Everything you doing is Lil Wayne. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. Where the state of hip hop is, hey man, it's changing all the time. It changes every 5 years. Every 5 years it goes to a different type of subject matter, or it goes to a different type of mood. And the mood that it's in now, it's still in the, okay, we're tired of hearing the BS. Can we start hearing the content? You know, we want to hear that again. So you're hearing that with the J. Cole, like Middle Child. That's my joint.
Right. I think right now we are going into the next phase.
The next phase. It's the next phase of. It's the next phase.
Like they say, well, not they say. It's a fact that we grew up listening to, not to promote drug dealing or anything, but we listened to music from drug dealers.
No, back in the day, we were telling you how to sell drugs.
How to sell drugs.
Now we're listening to the drug addicts.
Drugs.
Yeah, we're listening to the drug addicts.
Right.
And that's what I say. I don't want to listen to you talk about getting high and doing drugs, because 9 times out of 10, and I say this, out of all these artists I interviewed, you can tell that the drugs have whooped their ass.
Right.
Like they have literally made them stupid.
Right.
And like you can't even hold a
intellectual conversation.
No, just not even an intellectual conversation. A conversation without not losing your train of thought or not knowing what you're talking about. Like, and it's sad because I've sat here and looked at artists and been like, damn, it's that bad? It's like, and you know, but it just goes to show. It's just like back in the day, we were telling you how to sell it and how to get money off of selling drugs. Y'all are telling us what you doing and how much you drinking and how much you smoking. You're showing us the effects of drugs, and that's the difference of this. I think this state of hip hop now, and most of the people who are trying to change that are showing you now, like, dude, there's other outlets to be. And if you look, rap is not what it used to be anymore. It's a business. People are becoming bosses. People are becoming entrepreneurs. People are pushing more than just music. They're just using that as the pedestal to bring it in. Prime example, Ludacris would be the best example. You know, Ludacris hasn't put out music since he started. He put out music, but he wasn't going hard as he was when he first started. Because after he started doing the movies and all that,
I don't need that.
it was like, it's the pedestal. Like, it's the pedestal. Like, that's why you have your Rick Rosses buying Wingstops and Checkers and creating businesses and doing all that stuff, because it's more than just music. And that's the problem with, I think, a lot of people. They're not business minded. They don't understand this is a business. They just want the cars, clothes, and hoes. And at the end of the day, dude, that's going to be there. They're not going nowhere. Straight up.
They're always going to be there.
They're always going to be there. It's just what do you...
What's next after
What's
that?
next? What's next? What do you want your music to be known for? Because there's a lot of one-hit wonders. There's a lot of people... Look at Bobby Shmurda. I mean, yeah, he might have went upstate for jail, but... Like, are we still playing his music now?
Yeah.
Look at, where's Fetty Wap? Are we still playing Trap Queen right now? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the point I keep telling people. I said, like, yo, you have to keep coming with hits. You can go away and come back. Yeah, it's cool. Where's Trinidad James? Go to all of my thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, that's what I'm talking about. Where are these people now? Yeah, you might see them on Instagram, you might see them a thing, but are we still playing their songs? Do you still hear any DJ playing them, or you have to wait for Throwback Thursday to get them?
Right, because there's no new projects, because they just took that and they were satisfied with that, and that's fine, I'm not going to hate on nobody that was satisfied with the local fame or the one hit or nothing like that, but... You know, it's all about, I think, being like you said, business minded.
You gotta be business, and a lot of people.
You get rich and famous, and then what? You're gonna blow your money because there's no other money coming in if you're not putting more projects out, more business, more work. It's just like the street. You gotta keep putting the next pack out.
But you gotta remember, a lot of people when they first get on, they're telling you what they did to get on, and after they get the money, they don't have no more content to talk about.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you think about it. Like, let's use Notorious B.I.G. as a prime example. When Ready to Die came out, you was like, oh shit, that's the hustle, that's the grind, the everyday struggle, all that. Life After Death came out, Sky's the Limit, My Downfall, all that stuff. He was telling you his transition happened. You know, when 1994, 1996, 97. You know, his transition happened. Now, if Biggie was still alive right now, he would be one of the dominant voices in the game.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? He would be one of the dominant, because he was showing you what it was like before the money, and I'm showing you like what it's like after, when I got the money.
It was all a dream.
Yeah, now I got the money.
Now I'm worried about it.
Yeah, now I got the money. Yeah. Now what is it after that? And a lot of people haven't been able to show you or make their music be that substantial where it catapults to the next thing. That's why you look at Drake and you say, damn, Drake's hustle is probably one of the best ones to emulate, because he's still relevant. He's still putting out an album every year. He got 10 albums out, just re-released his first mixtape, and it still sounds good. And you're like, damn, why is he still relevant and most of these dudes are not? And that's what a lot of people just have to take a step back and look and say, oh man, I need to do this, or I need to do something else. Because the state of music, the state of hip hop is all about what you control and what you putting out of there. You know, and I think if more people took time to actually understand it, they would get it and learn from the ones who came before you. Like, if you look at do some research, man. Like, for real. Like, you can't beat Source Magazine. This used to be the Bible, and still is the Bible for hip hop.
I was gonna say it still is.
You know, I say like this solidified if you was the shit or not. Like, you looked in the back. You used to be in here looking in the back for the 5 mics. Don't act like you weren't looking for the 5 mics. You were back in here like, yo, where's the 5 mics? Where's the 5 mics? So. That's what I tell people now. Like, somebody was like, man, Source Magazine, yeah, you in the Power 30 Source Magazine. I said, yo, dude, but I've been in this Power 30 consistently for the last 5 years. Like, for the last 5 years, I've never fallen past 20 on top 30 DJs. And that in itself is an achievement that nobody can ever take away. But that's the same thing I used to tell people. Like, you ain't got the major outlets talking about you, or you ain't buzzing. You need to get a better publicist, or you need to find a different way to make your situation pop. Because there's too many outlets in this day and era out there for you to just be sitting around playing. Right. And I think that's what a lot of people do. They just play. They're not really applying themselves the way they should, or just getting around people to make sure they apply themselves in a better way. That's the biggest thing. That's what I think. That's just my opinion. These are my opinions and my thoughts, because I'm just talking from 20 years of sitting behind this microphone.
That's right.
I'm not talking from 20 years of watching somebody else talk.
It's more than just an educated guess.
Yeah, this is like, I've interviewed Barack Obama. I've interviewed Michelle Obama. I've interviewed Michael Jackson. I've interviewed Rick James. I've interviewed a lot of artists and met them and kicked it with them and chilled with them. And I've met some of the biggest names, and I've asked them the questions I always wanted the answers to, and I got them. And that's what I've learned. I've learned from watching what everybody's telling me and listening. And that's why I try to tell people now. Even when I meet local artists, I'm trying to tell them the same thing. Let me give you some things that you ain't doing. And it's funny when I tell them, they're not doing that. Are you talking to the DJs in the strip club or DJs in the club? Do you get there before they start their set? Not when they're DJing. Go get them before their set. And you got DM, you got Instagram. Hey, man, just hit them up. You ain't got to do too much for a DJ. All you have to do is say, hey, bro, let me take you out to lunch. Let me buy you a meal. Let me just swing by the studio, drop you off a bottle of Hennessy and my CD, listen to it, give me a call back. That's how simple I am. I'm more like, okay, dude, if you can take time just to say, hey, man, what do you drink? Hennessy? Okay, cool. Let me drop you off a bottle. Let me take you out. Let's just go sit down and talk. Right. Like, most people just feel like you have to do something because you work in radio. No, dude, I ain't got to do nothing but be black and die. Right. This is still a job. I can leave and go home. I don't have to sit here and worry about it. But a lot of people don't take that into consideration and realizing, like, hey, man, this is somebody I need on my team. And if you want somebody on your team, you got to recruit them just like they got to recruit you. Right. And that's it. You want somebody on your team, dog. Loyalty. Loyalty is everything. But you know, we live in a serious generation where a lot of people are not loyal to anything. So you know, if it doesn't go their way, you this Nick, you this, they always going to shoot you down. And you be like, okay, well, dog, why would I bother helping you? Especially, why would I help you if I see how you doing somebody else? Exactly. Or why would I help you if I see how snakish or radish you're moving? You know what I'm saying? That makes me be like, you know what? I always think in the back of my mind, what would they do to me if that was me? Exactly. And that makes me be like, never mind. So, you know, it's certain things. And like I tell people, it's the way you carry yourself. If you carry yourself like this a business and this is your company and this is your product, you got to stand behind it. You got to make sure it's beneficial for not just you, but for everybody who becomes a part of your project.
Right.
Because a lot of people will treat you like a check. And you'd be like, oh, man, you just give me, oh, how much money you, oh, yeah, okay, I got you. Oh, yeah, I'm waiting on, what's his name, DJ so-and-so or artist, whatchamacallit, to come by and drop this check off. Yeah, we're going to play a song tonight.
That's it.
And then when you become a check, then you start being like, hey, man, where the love at?
Mm-hmm.
Where the love at? Where the love at?
Right.
You know when the love is real, when you can walk into a building and a DJ will shout you out without even you having to come and talk to him.
Exactly.
That's love. A lot of artists come to my club nights or wherever I'm at. I don't care if we don't talk every day, but if I respect you and we already had this conversation and you at least emailing me or texting me like, hey man, can you please check this new single out or whatever. If I already have that relationship with you, then I want to see you win. I don't want to see you lose. Mm-hmm. I want to see you win.
Right. Thank you to Ricky B. Make sure y'all tuned in to B.A.R TV, Brilliant and Resilient Television, and we have so much more coming up next month. Thank you.
Oh, and don't forget, get that Source magazine. It's out right now. It's out right now. Get you a copy. Get a piece of my history. Please get a piece of my history. That's what I
give them your social sites one more time.
IAMTEEROY on Instagram. That's it. That's all you need. I'm on Instagram. If you want to reach out, I'm on Instagram. That's it. That's all I can tell you. IAMTEEROY. Holla at your boy.
Oh yeah. Duval.